about this first game. You had the Vikings versus the Colts yesterday, the biggest comeback ever by an NFL team. And Matt Ryan, once again, I know this story is gonna be about him a little bit because he did take a loss in the Super Bowl against Tom Brady, the biggest Super Bowl L, and then now he takes the biggest L in the regular season. Which I'm not blaming this game on Matt Ryan. It's kind of fucked up. He ain't deserve as much hate as he getting. But it's hella funny. So of course he gonna get the memes and shit that come with it. But so this game, bro. So when this game first started off, I thought the Colts was running away with it. I thought the game was over. It's 33-0. The Colts get a block punt. They get an interception. They get like a fumble recovery, score on all three of them. But then they mix it in with some field goals going into the second half. It's 33-0. I'm like, game is over. I stopped watching, to be honest. Then I tuned in because I was all like, after a couple minutes went by, I was like, fuck it. Let me just see if they could come back. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I don't want to rule it out. Something in my gut, something in my gut was telling me this game really might not be over. It might have been because we seen them come back against the Cowboys, scored 33 or 30 unanswered against the Colts team in the fourth quarter a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago. Yeah, so that maybe that was in my head, but I really thought it was over when it was like 2 minutes in the third quarter. The game was pretty much over and they was down like 33-7. But I want to give a big shout out to KJ Osborne because I felt like he's the real. Even though JJ's gonna get all the credit and shit, get all the love. KJ put up what 157 with a tug. He was the kickstarter to that team when they first came out into the second half. He came in like 3 or 4 straight passes, just catching big time balls, and gave him the momentum. And momentum is a real thing, bro. That's what it happens. I guarantee you, if the Colts was not at home, or if the Colts was at home, the Colts would have ended that game. The Vikings would have never came back. The Vikings crowd, shout out to y'all purple people. Y'all brought y'all team back. Y'all cheered them. Y'all kept them going. And before I talk, I wanna ask you this question first. So do you feel like this Vikings team is a new squad? Because I was starting to question them. I was trying to say they're not a new squad. The only thing that I would say that would kind of, I guess, make them a lot different than last year is I don't think last year's Vikings team would have had this much fight in them. I don't think if they was down 33-0, they would have been able to come back. They would have the dog in them, the mentality to keep pushing. And shout out to the coaching. A lot of the coaches, they said the coaching, they took them out. They took them out, made them do more chemistry, more team bonding type of activities, and they feel like that really helped the team. But you seeing the same Viking squad? I know last week we thought it was still the same Vikings after they lost to the Lions, but or 2 weeks ago, whatever the
Um,
hell.
I mean, I think the Vikings are still a strong team. I mean, obviously they look fluky here and there, but they obviously have weapons. They obviously, when we talk about the playoffs, when we see like a Vikings team like that, I feel like they're still always going to be a threat to even, give any team in the playoff a good game or even win. And that's even Eagles, 49ers, Cowboys. They're a threat to anybody. So, um, but compared to last year, I mean, I feel like they're definitely a way better team. I feel like their defense is way stronger. I feel like that's definitely a strong point. Obviously their offense is like the strongest point of their team, but I feel like their defense kind of complements them pretty well. Um, but it just seems like every time they play, like they always play down to their competition, like especially when they play like weak teams such as the like the Lions, and they lost to
Well, I
when
don't
they
want to call
lost
the Lions
today.
weak. Hey,
I
don't call
mean,
the Lions weak.
not
They
lost today.
they coming back. They just got another dub today. Shout out to the Lions. We're gonna
They
talk about
did.
y'all soon. We
They
ain't gonna talk
did.
about y'all tonight, but good shit, Lions. I'm actually proud of them boys.
No, yeah, but no, yeah, I'm proud of them too. But yeah, I just wanted to add, yeah, the Vikings, yeah, they could be a threat to anybody though. But also, obviously, like we seen, they could be fluky. I feel like the reason why I feel like the reason why the Colts even won though. I mean, I'm sorry, I feel like the reason why the Colts even blew that game is just because it's bad. I don't know, just like you see with Jeff Saturday. You see how this dude blew the game against, like that last who they play against when he blew the game like the last minute and a half.
Uh,
So that's what I'm
fuck.
saying. If the
Yeah.
if the whoever they play, but anyway, if the Vikings would have played somebody like the 49ers, if they would have been down 33-0, there's no way the 49ers would let the fucking Vikings come back. There's no way.
And that's why I am a little scared about that Viking squad still, because they still be showing certain traits like they get flashes. One day they hot as fuck, they looking like a brand new Vikings, but then some days they'll come into the game and they look like that old Vikings team. But would you
Hmm.
give this dub more credit to the Vikings, or would you give it more discredit to the Colts for allowing them to come back into this game?
Hey, my bad. Sorry. So you kind of cut off at the very end. Say that one more time. Sorry.
I was saying, would you give more credit to the Vikings for winning this game and coming back down 33-0, biggest NFL comeback in history? Or would you give the Colts
Mm-hmm.
more discredit for allowing them to come back 33-0?
I definitely. I mean, obviously we applaud the Vikings. We always like to see crazy shit happen in the NFL,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Right.
still, I definitely would say it's some fluke shit by the Colts for real, for real. Like all in all, just because. Like I don't care, bro. Like in any sport, in any aspect of life, bro. When you winning that much, that's like somebody being rich at a like an early age or getting rich. That's like me and you getting rich, and then like 2-3 years from now, we blow all of our money, and now
You got $1 billion,
we back to where
you
we
blow it
started.
all. Right,
Yeah,
right,
we
right.
back to where we started. Like it's just like, bro, what are you doing? Like, so I blame the Colts for sure, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm like you said, shout out to the Vikings, all credit to them, because no matter what, that's still an NFL team on the other side, and that it's hard as fuck. But I felt like the
Hmm.
Colts they got that lead because of good fortune. A lot of things went bad for the Vikings. It wasn't like the Colts was driving down the field just making hella plays. It was just special teams unit, defensive unit, and then a good couple offensive plays here and there. But once the Vikings got an opportunity to really play and play how they're supposed to play, it got ugly. The Colts started playing how we're used to and accustomed to them playing. But I got to give more credit to the Colts. I got to give more discredit to the Colts team because, like you said, they was up 33-0. Literally 2 field goals would have won you the game. You couldn't drop. Y'all couldn't get 30 yard to the 30-yard line, and then y'all was really the game was over. There was really like basically the fourth quarter. They really came back and took the game back. But yeah, like you said, this is in the NFL. This shouldn't be happening. If in basketball, if you're up 30-20, shouldn't happen. Baseball, any sport, man, you up by that much, you don't lose.